Who told you that creativity belongs exclusively to the young? We live in a culture obsessed with the myth of the overnight prodigy. The idea that if you didn't master the brush, the pencil, or the canvas by your 20s, the door of artistic expression has permanently slammed shut. It is a profound, paralyzing lie. In our second act, we possess something the youth fundamentally lack: perspective, depth, and a rich lifetime of color. Today, we are dismantling the fear of the blank canvas. We are going to show you why your amateur hands are actually your greatest asset, and why your best art is still waiting inside you. Welcome back to the Silver Compass. I'm Duquemarino. The journey truly begins now. The greatest enemy of creative courage isn't a lack of talent. It is the perfectionism trap. When we are young, we create carelessly, entirely without a second thought. But as we mature, as we accumulate a long lifetime of professional standards, high-stakes responsibilities, and rigid analytical thinking, we gradually become our own harshest critics. We look at a simple blank sheet of paper and silently demand a flawless masterpiece on the very first stroke. If your pencil refuses to move because you are deeply afraid it won't look professional, I want you to remember this. Art is not a performance for an audience. It is a completely private, internal conversation. When you demand perfection, you are letting the critical noise of the outside world hijack the quiet laboratory of your mind. Your wrinkles, your scars, your steady or unsteady hands, these are not flaws to be hidden. They are the literal hard-won instruments of your entirely unique perspective. The world does not need another pristine, generic portrait cloned by an algorithm. It needs your lived truth, beautifully seasoned by decades of survival. Let the line be crooked. Let the color bleed. Just let it speak. There is a profound, almost medical magic that occurs the exact moment we step away from the digital shallows and engage in true tactile expression. Neuroscientists have shown that the physical acts of painting, drawing, or sculpting do not simply pass the time, they actively ignite deep pathways of neuroplasticity. When you manipulate a physical medium, you are engaging in a complex neurological dialogue. Feeling the tactile friction of graphite-resisting paper or the heavy drag of a wet brush across raw canvas forces your brain to build entirely new neural networks. You are compelling your mind to map new cognitive territory. You are rewriting the physical architecture of your thoughts, adapting and sharpening your faculties through the deliberate coordination of touch, sight, and intent. This is the ultimate mindfulness practice. In a frantic world that demands constant high-speed consumption, simply holding a paintbrush becomes a radical act of sovereign resistance. It shifts your biology. It actively slows your heart rate, quiets the relentless noise of your internal critic, and creates a clean, unburdened space to navigate your thoughts. By stepping into this creative state, you open a direct, unedited channel for processing deep memory and complex emotion. You quickly realize you aren't just making a superficial picture to hang on a wall. You are deliberately constructing an elite, fortress-like sanctuary of mental preservation. You are guarding your focus, preserving your clarity, and anchoring your mind. To break the heavy spell of perfectionism, we must completely change our rules of engagement. We cannot negotiate with our internal critic. We have to outsmart it. I am issuing a direct challenge to our entire tribe, the 30-day No Judgment Challenge. For the next month, your objective is not to create beautiful art. Your goal is simply, beautifully, to create bad art with absolute freedom. The barrier to entry is intentionally low. Go out and buy a simple, inexpensive sketchbook and a single piece of charcoal or a cheap set of watercolors. Do not buy premium materials that make you afraid to make a mistake. Every single day, when the timer starts, spend exactly 10 minutes marking the page. Nothing more, nothing less. Draw a leaf from your garden,
paint a simple square of solid blue, or sketch the rough profile of your morning coffee cup. The rules of this protocol are absolute. You are completely forbidden from erasing, you are forbidden from ever tearing out a page, and you are entirely forbidden from judging the output. You must look at your mistakes and let them exist. We are not training you to become a commercial illustrator for a gallery. We are training the hand to move without asking permission from the ego. We are silencing the analytical mind so the sovereign creator within you can finally breathe. By forcing yourself to keep the imperfect lines, you strip perfectionism of its power. 10 minutes a day for 30 days. Let us see what emerges when you finally stop holding your breath.
When you look back on your life, your deepest regrets will never be the things you tried and failed at. They will be the canvases you left completely blank out of fear. Reclaiming your creative courage is how you season your second act. Your hands are ready. Your stories are waiting. Tell me in the comments below, what is the one specific medium you've always deeply wanted to try but felt too intimidated to touch? Is it oil painting, sketching, watercolors, or sculpting? Let's pick up the tools together. I'm Duquemarino. Keep your curiosity sharp, keep your silver compass pointing north, and remember, your finest masterpiece is still ahead of you. The journey truly begins now.